Welcome to the ADHD Reader. Today we're doing Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Uh, Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley. That's just a hard name to pronounce, but it's an awesome one, right? This is the Longman Cultural Edition that I read. It contains the 1818 text, as well as several references to the 1831 text. So it's great comparison between the two. And what's awesome about this edition is that there's a huge introduction to the text. So you see where it comes from, how it was created, why, what influenced Shelley. And what's amazing is also all the cultural, textual, literary references and influences are part of the book. So if you want to see the context and what influenced Shelley and where the text came from, you have it like most of the book. The book is essentially just a short text. It's about this much out of the whole book, right? And it's pretty thick. It's about 420 pages long, but the text is about 175 pages, give or take, 180. So there's a lot of good stuff. This is, again, the Longman Cultural Edition. It was, this is my wife's copy from university, so. But okay, here's how my reviews are going to happen, because this is the first one, right? So I'm going to have first a hopefully objective review. We'll look at the quality of the work, whether it's a good text or not, but on what makes this a good text. And it's going to be on a 5-star system. So 1 star, it's a trash book, don't waste your time. 2 stars, it's an okay read. It may not be the greatest thing. It'll probably not leave a lasting impression. 3 stars, it's a decent read. It deserves to be read. You're probably going to have a good time, but not more than that. 4 read, it's one of those texts you're going to go back to, that you're going to love. It reads beautifully, and it will, it's probably going to be a reread. You're going to continue with, if it's a series, you're going to continue with it. It'll leave you a very good impression. 5-star, it's a transcendental read. It'll forever be, probably leave a lasting impression on the genre or literature in itself, and will stand the test of time. So, you know, it's a large one. Then we have the ADHD review, which will be at the end, and just for fun. But how does it compare with actually good review, and you know what it is to be how it reads to a neurodivergent person? It'll be fun. But let's start with the review. Honestly, it's a 5-star read. It's amazing. It's an incredible read, but a difficult one. Not because of its size or because of the prose, though it could be a difficult one for beginners if you're not experienced with it, or if you're not used to very old-fashioned prose. But it's also a difficult one because of the necessity of the slow exploration of the themes. So depression, alienation, the dangerous consequences of our action. It's a hard look at the dangers of unrestrained progress without consideration for or a solid grounding in ethics and morality. The two cannot be separated, or the consequences beyond our control will result, such as it will impact our lives, but also the lives of people around us and the people we love. The novel offers a deep reflection on the need for love, friendship, human bonds, affection, and the deeply affecting outcome of its absence, of being denied those things. It brings to mind several examples of how relevant the text is. For example, if we look at the modern prison system, I mean, it's something that's usually in my mind because I'm interested in the subject, and it's a complex one. And it shows how it perpetrates its own problems and its own ecosystem, how it feeds its own issues. It dehumanizes prisoners. It becomes a deeply parasitic relationship, and it feeds its own ecosystem. So, you know, prisoners come and then sometimes become worse, or the system just gets stuck with them because they become, worse, and become either crazy or they just lose themselves in that world. Uh, it 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 removes the agency and the human the human aspect of people, and it shows how the relationship between the creator and the creature happens, and how the creator can't rid himself of the creature without giving it what it needs. And what it needs may be offering a gift with deep ramifications. So it could worsen the situation, and it becomes a moral dilemma. Like, are you giving it or are you not giving it? In this way, we see the relevance of the story, and at every turn. And it's a cruel reflection of the complexity of free will, trauma, the choices we make. For example, the creature suffers from his action, but feels like he has no choice in the matter. He has to do it. He has to plea through violence and coercion for what he needs. And while Frankenstein, at the same time, his inaction worsens the problem at every turn. Every time he has a choice that is too difficult, he doesn't take any actions, and it feeds his depression, it feeds his dissatisfaction and his fears, and at the end, they both bring their downfall. Both are two sides of the same coin in the end, and they mirror each other. It's a condemnation of obsessive goals without thoughts or temperance. Shelley gives us, like, she never gives us a chance to breathe from the character's nature, from their plight. She builds layers upon layers of subtext, and open the door to wonderful exploration of all its themes. And it's a wonderful exploration, but it's also a depressing one, because it shows us human nature, the problems of progress for its own sake. And of course, it's a great example of the literary conversation, and how older text will bring light to the text you're presently reading. In this case, Frankenstein was deeply influenced by Voyage of the Mariner, Paradise Lost by Milton, and many other texts, poetry, the Bible, for example, and the dangers of playing God. She not only critiques blind drive, but also blind devotion to an ideal, and also self-importance. And it's a profoundly empathetic tale of how our mistake will trick us into oblivion, or could. And if we let it happen, it will devour us. And it's man, what a memorable tale. That will continue to be a classic, to be beloved, and of course to be relevant. And for the ADHD review now, Frankenstein or The Art of Moping? 1.5 star. All right? It's 200 pages of really two sad boys paying for their respective nonsense. Moral of the story: don't play God. Okay? You're going to end up sad, alone, and die a horrible, horrible death. Just stop it. Don't do it. It's hard to read, okay? And it was hard to get through. It took me days. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed this review. If you've read it, let me know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.